Hello student, welcome to my class. Today I am going to continue the second chapter of class 11. This is the second lecture of second chapter of class 11 geography. I am continuing the chapter from India physical environment. Chapter number 2, it is physiography and structure. So till now we have seen the three geological division of India, that is peninsular block, the Himalayan mountain and the IGB plain. So we have seen how they have been formed and how they are different from each other. So today we are going to continue this chapter with the physical division of India, that is physiography of India. So you know the physical features of different landform present in India is so much different from each other that we can classify it into different parts. On the micro level, you can classify it in much more varieties and much more types than the given here. This is only the macro level division. On the broad basis, we are dividing the India on the basis of its physical feature. So when we divide India on the basis of physical feature, we get the northern and northeastern mountain. Second, we get the northern plain. Third one is the peninsular plateau. The fourth is Indian desert and fifth is coastal plain and sixth is the islands. So these are basically the six major physical features of India. So let's discuss it. As you can see in the map, the numbers are marked. The first number is showing you the Himalayan mountain and the northeastern mountain. The second number is showing you the Indian plain. The third number is showing you on the western side of India near Rajasthan, it is the Thar desert of India. The fourth is peninsular plateau of India. The fifth one is coastal plain of India. Coastal plain means the plain which are near the sea coast. And it is on the both the side of peninsular plateau, in the eastern side of peninsular plateau and also in the western side of peninsular plateau. And the sixth one is the island. Yes, we have the islands also in our country, and the islands are separated from the mainland of India. It is in the ocean in the southern side, in the eastern and western side of our South India. You can see that on the eastern side we have Andaman and Nicobar Island, and on the western side we have Lakshadweep Island. So let's see all of them one by one. First we are going to see the northern and northeastern mountain. It consists of Himalaya and the northeastern state which is present on the northeastern side of India. So this Himalaya can be divided in the two way. We can study the Himalaya in a two way, in the broad division and in the regional division. So when we see the broad division of Himalaya, it is divided into three parallel mountain ranges, and these mountain ranges are parallel to each other and they are moving from northwest to southeast. You can see it in the figure. See, the three ranges of Himalaya are being shown to you. Here it is moving from northwest to southeast direction, and the three ranges, they are not intersecting with each other, they are just parallel to each other. The first one is Greater Himalaya, second one is Middle or Lesser Himalaya, and third one is Outer Himalaya. So this is basically the broad division of Himalaya. Greater Himalaya, in Hindi it is called Himadri, because it is always covered with the ice. That's why Himadri. Okay. The middle Himalaya or the lesser Himalaya is also called Himachal. And the outer Himalaya is also called Shivalik in Hindi. So this is the broad division of Himalaya. Now let's see the regional division of India. So on the basis of regional division, regional means the region, the places from where the Himalaya is going through. So the places from where there are the different places which Himalaya cover. It covers large number of state and large number of area of India. It's moving from northwest to the southeast part of the India. So it's covering lot of region and lot of places. On the basis of region and places, the Himalaya can be classified in India as a Kashmir and northwestern Himalaya, Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalaya. Third is Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalaya. Fourth is Arunachal Himalaya, and fifth is Eastern Hill and Mountains. So let's see all of them one by one. First we have to see the figure. In the map you can see this. The Himalaya which is on the side of Jammu and Kashmir is called Kashmir Himalaya or Northwestern Himalaya. The Himalaya which come around Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand is called Himachal or Uttarakhand Himalaya. The third is Sikkim Himalaya which come in between the countries of Nepal and Bhutan. Sikkim is between Nepal and Bhutan. Then when the Himalaya reaches Arunachal Pradesh, it is called Arunachal Himalaya, and when it turn to little southward from the Arunachal, it is called Purvanchal or Northeastern Himalaya, which can be seen here. It from Arunachal it turns southwards and it is called Purvanchal. Purva means east or Northeastern Himalaya because it is found in the northeastern side of India. So let's discuss it one by one. The first is the Kashmir and Northwestern Himalaya. This Himalaya have many ranges, many high ranges like Karakoram range, Jaskar range, Pir Panjal range, etc. This place also have cold desert. Cold desert is, it is also a desert. It has less rainfall, it has less vegetation and extreme climate, but instead of sand, it is covered with ice. So in Kashmir, you have cold desert called Ladakh. It is also having many glaciers there. Glaciers are the sources of many rivers because the Ganga, Yamuna and other rivers flowing from the Himalaya is actually having their source of water from many big glaciers. So in Kashmir you find many glaciers like Siachen Glacier, Boltoro Glacier and other glacier. The Kashmir Himalaya is also famous for Karewa Formation. Karewa Formation is the clay deposit made by the glacier and it is used in the jaffron cultivation. Jaffron is a type of saffron, or you can say it is a inferior quality of saffron. So jaffron cultivation is famous in Kashmir Himalaya. We have many passes also there in the Kashmir Himalaya. The passes are the place from where you can cross the Himalaya. From one side you can go to the another side. Then we also have many freshwater lake there and also we have the saltwater lake present in Kashmir. Freshwater lakes are for example Dal Lake and Ular Lake, and saltwater lake you have the Pangong, So and So Murori. It is also having Indus and its tributary rivers flowing from there. Indus and its tributary like Jhelum and Chenab. It is also famous for its scenic beauty. As you know, the Kashmir is called paradise of earth and it's very beautiful. So it is famous for its scenic beauty. And it also have many pilgrimage places like Vaishno Devi is here and Amarnath caves are present here, and also Charare Sarif, which is a Islamic religious point. So all these places are present in Kashmir. It also has so many longitudinal valley. Longitudinal valley is the long valleys, which is also having the another name called dune. So many longitudinal valley is present in the Kashmir side. For example, Jammu dune, Pathankot dune and other dunes are present here. So after Kashmir Himalaya, let's see Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalaya. As I am giving you so many points for each one, and I recommend you to read all of them. So at the time of at least if you are writing 5, then it will make your answer beautiful. Okay, it's enough if you can remember also 5 points of it, but I am giving you all the points so that you have the information. So Himachal and the Uttarakhand Himalaya. The second one is Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalaya. It is between the Ravi River and the Kali River. Ravi River is a tributary of Indus River, and the Kali River is a tributary of Ghagra River, which in turn tributary of Ghagra River itself is a tributary of Ganga River, and Kali River is a tributary of Ghagra. Ghagra is tributary of Ganga. So it is situated between the Ravi River and the Kali River, and many Indus and Ganga tributary flow from here. Indus tributary like Ravi, Satluj and Beas, and Ganga tributaries like Ghagra and Yamuna are flowing from these places. It sees all the 3 ranges of Himalaya. All the 3 ranges of Himalaya are present in this place. And in the Lesser Himalaya is also called the Dhauladhar or in Himachal Pradesh or Naktiba in Uttarakhand. So these are the points for Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalaya. More points are, it has many hill stations like Dharmsala, Mussoorie, Simla and other places, and it also have many cantonment towns and health resorts with it. So these are also famous for this, like Simla and Mussoorie are the famous cantonment and health resort of this place. It has many famous dunes, especially the Dehradun, which is the largest dune of India, and also the Kota Dune. So it is also famous for dune. As I told you, dune is a longitudinal valley, long valleys. It is also famous for Bhutia tribes. These Bhutia tribes are the transhumans. They used to travel along with their animals. And what they do, in the summer season, they go on the top of the Himalaya for the grassland. And when the winter comes, they come downs of the Himalaya, because in the winter the temperature becomes very less in the Himalayan region, and it become very harsh. So to escape from those coldness and harsh climate, they come down. So what they do roaming from plain to Himalaya and from Himalaya to the plain. So what they actually do, they in the summer season they go to Himalaya top, and in the winter season they comes down, and they are the famous tribes of this place. It is also famous for the Valley of Flower. Valley of Flower is a national park in the Chamboli district of Uttarakhand. It is famous for many pilgrimage places. Yes, this place is also famous for pilgrimage places like Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath and Hemkund Sahib. Hemkund Sahib is a religious place for the Sikh communities. And it is also famous for 5 famous Prayaga. Prayaga is a place where actually the river meet each other. As you have heard about Allahabad Prayaga, Allahabad Prayaga is the meeting point of Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati. Like the same way, there are 5 famous Prayaga present in this place in Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalaya. Now third one is your Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalaya. This Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalaya is between the Nepal and Bhutan country. So it is between the Nepal Himalaya and Bhutan Himalaya. Tista river flow from here, and it has the highest peak of India. The highest peak of India is not Mount Everest, not K2, because Mount Everest is in Nepal and K2 is in POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So we don't consider K2 as our highest peak. We consider Kanchenjunga as our highest peak of India. It is also called Kanchanagiri. It is basically inhabited by Lepcha tribe, and it has the mixed population of Nepalis, Bengalis and the tribals from the central India. The climatic condition of this place is very good for the tea plantation. So the British started tea plantation in this place. Actually, the tea plantation was not present in India earlier. We were not habituated to use tea in our country, but because the British were very fond of tea, so when they found this climate as a suitable for tea plantation, so they introduced this tea plantation in India in this place. It is also famous for Dwar Formation. Dwar Formation are the flood plains. It is formed by the soils and the clay brought after the floods. And this clays and soils which are coming from flood and deposited in this plain are called Dwar. And this Dwar Formation is very good for tea cultivation. It is also famous for its scenic beauty, and it is rich in flora and fauna. Flora and fauna means variety of plants and animals are present here, and also famous for orchid, which is a fruit gardens. So, or for all this thing, your Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalaya is very famous. The fourth part of Himalaya is Arunachal Himalaya. It is actually after Bhutan. The Sikkim and Darjeeling Himalaya is between Nepal and Bhutan, and after Bhutan the Arunachal Himalaya starts. It starts from Bhutan Himalaya and ended till Dipu Pass. So it is also famous, like it has so many famous peaks like Namcha Barwa. Namcha Barwa is an important peak in this place. Namcha Barwa is also the place from where the Indus River enter India. The Indus River start from the Tibet and it enter India in Arunachal Pradesh through Namcha Barwa only. Many rivers flow here like Dhiang, Dibang and Lohit and other rivers, and it also have large potential of hydroelectricity power plant. Why it is famous for why it is having the potential, not it developed, but it has the potential that hydroelectricity plant can be set up in this place. Why? Because this hydroelectricity plant need water falling from a height, and in this place you have so many waterfall, and this can be used to develop the hydroelectricity power plant in this place. Many tribals like Naga tribes and Monpa tribes and other tribes are living in this place, and they are practicing jhum cultivation. So what is jhum cultivation? I hope you know. Jhum cultivation is a shifting cultivation or slash and burn cultivation. In this, what you do, you burn a patch of the forest and you mix the ashes of those burned forest with the soil, and then the soil become fertile. You cultivate that soil for 4-5 years, and when the fertility of the soil decreases, you move to the another patch, place of the forest, and again then you burn the patch of the forest there also, and then mix the ash, and you continue the same process. So what you are doing, you are shifting your place of cultivation from one place to another, and you are burning those places, forest area, and mixing its ash with the soil and using it for cultivation. So this is called jhum cultivation, which is mostly practiced by the tribal people in this place. It is also rich in biodiversity, means here also you can find large varieties of plants and animal, and it is also having many indigenous communities like the people following the old customs. But though the topography of this place, the landform of this place is very rough and tough, and because it is a hilly area and mountainous region, so it does not have better transportation facility. The fifth regional division is Eastern Hill and Mountains. The Eastern Hill and Mountain is also known by the different local names, like it is called Naga Hill and Manipur Hill and Patkai Hills in northern side of this Eastern Hill of Mountain. The Eastern Hill and Mountains northern part is called by all this name, Naga Hills, Manipuri Hill and Patkai Bam. And in the southern side, these hills are called Lusai Hills and Mizo Hills, and it is also having so many types of tribal people, and they practice the jhum cultivation there. It is also famous for Barak River and Loktak Lake. Mizoram and other northeastern states are also famous here for its beautiful sceneries and other things. Like Mizoram is also called molasses basin because it is found from the soft unconsolidated deposits of the river. And this northeastern state is a very beautiful place, and it is the place of tourist attraction. So this is about your Arunachal Himalaya. Now let's see our this is about northeastern Himalaya. So let's see our all those 5 regions of Himalaya which we have discussed till now. We have discussed about Jammu and Kashmir Himalaya, and that is Kashmir Himalaya and northwestern Himalaya. Then we have discussed about the Himalaya falling between Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, that is Himachal and Uttarakhand Himalaya. Then we discuss about the Darjeeling and Sikkim Himalaya, which is found between the Nepal and Bhutan. And then we discuss about Arunachal Himalaya, which start after Bhutan and its end till Dipu Pass. And then we also discuss about the Purvanchal Himalaya or the northeastern hill and mountain. So all this you have seen in map. So this is broadly the regional and division of the Himalaya. So we have seen the 2 division of Himalaya. We have seen the broad division of Himalaya, that is in between outer Himalaya and inner and middle Himalaya and greater Himalaya. And we have discussed the regional division of Himalaya, that is about Kashmir Himalaya, Uttarakhand and Himachal Himalaya, then Sikkim Himalaya, then Arunachal Himalaya, and at the end northeastern Himalaya. So these are the basic division of Himalaya. In the next class we will continue our class with northern plain or the peninsular block. Both the topic we will cover in the next class. Thank you and happy learning.